steel teeth, roaring engines, relentless crushing. Welcome to Green Tech, where we bring you up close with industrial monsters made to destroy. You won't believe what these shredders can tear through today. Has anyone ever wondered why no material gets caught between the teeth of the shredding bars and clogs up the machinery? The VTNCI 13000 is a serious tool. You don't mess around when cutting steel trucks, and this thing proves it. Strong frame, replaceable blades, full rotation, everything's designed for efficiency. I like that it fits most excavators without a fuss. Great choice for any scrapyard looking to save time and cut clean. Simple, solid, no nonsense. That BMW was probably $60,000 brand new. Now it's scrap metal in seconds. Just goes to show, nothing lasts forever, not even a luxury ride. Still, I'm impressed by how smoothly that PRI Max shredder chewed it up. One powerful machine taking down another. It's something else to see a machine like the Axter 8012 take on those chunky wood pieces from sawmills. Making good biomass from that kind of material isn't easy. This machine sounds versatile, like a good all-around player for different wood chipping needs. Folks in the timber industry probably appreciate having such a capable piece of equipment that can handle the tough stuff. That blade spins fast, faster than you think. A splinter could blind someone. It's part of a recycling line. After chipping, wood pieces get sorted here before heading to bagging or burning. Keeps product consistent and saves time on sorting later. cool glimpse into forestry operations in Stanley, Victoria. This Brux 805.2 mobile chipper looks perfectly suited for the job there. The technology involved in designing something that can chip wood so effectively on the go is mind-blowing. This short clip from Stanley really showcases its capabilities. What specific tech feature do you think makes it stand out the most? I'm curious about the feed system. In these sort of rages, the first thing someone smashes is the wing mirror, but the whole car's destroyed, but the wing mirror stays intact. Brilliant. Man, this Bonfiglione baler sure takes its sweet time compared to some others I've seen. You could probably grab a soda between cycles. Still, kind of mesmerizing watching it work its magic, even if it's not setting any speed records. Guess steady wins the race sometimes, huh? Did you know old cars can be recycled? In Curiosity, Quest Goes Green, Joel Green dives into the wild world of car crushing. First, we visit a place that gathers up beat-up cars. A huge claw grabs them and drops them onto a conveyor that feeds into this massive shredder. It literally turns cars into chunks of scrap. Then, all the metal, plastic, and glass get sorted into different piles. Joel even follows the metal to a nearby steel mill to watch it get melted down into liquid lava. It's awesome to see how junk cars can become something totally new. Whoa, look at this. Clever idea. Amazing how what looks like a pile of junk can be so valuable. They pull out copper worth a pretty penny and tons of steel ready for the mills. It's like a treasure hunt, but on a giant scale, using heavy equipment. That's real value creation happening right there, day in and day out. Turning bulky scrap into neat, manageable pieces. That's what the Cayman 40R does best. It transforms awkward, oversized metal into tidy loads ready for transport. Less hassle, more control, and safer operations all around. Can't ask for more in a busy yard. These two machines are a perfect match. The ZATO pre-shredder uses its two shafts for a strong initial rip. Then, the 1,000 horsepower hammer mill delivers the finishing pulverizing blows. One machine sets it up, the other knocks it down. A coordinated system for complete shredding. Was fixing it up and selling it not an option? Kinda sad to just crush it like that.
Oh, sem graça, hein? Vamos sério, gente!
For those that don't know what's going on, in Brazil, they make a so-so double-layer tire from two bad ones, cheaper than buying new, and tough enough for rough land. You don't see this much in the first world since most farmland there's been cleared for centuries. But clearing new land is very hard on the tires. You have lots of stumps, branches, thorns, and so on. You can use a bulldozer to clear land, but they're slow. So many farmers now prefer backhoes or front loaders. A front loader with double-layered tires can do the job fast. When you run the Beast 3680, you feel the power. That Volvo 768 horsepower engine chews through logs without hesitation. Switching between 4 and 8 knives changes the game. More knives mean finer chips but slightly lower speed. You watch for wood type, moisture, and knife wear to keep it running smooth. Seriously impressive engineering on the VB 1500DK, packing 1,530 horsepower and delivering 1 million Newton meters of torque through a 3-meter shaft puts this in a league of its own for shredding car bodies. Glad to see it's officially running and available for purchase now. The power-to-size ratio seems incredible. A true industrial powerhouse demonstrated right here. And here comes the 50-ton cat, folks. Look at the positioning. The hydraulics are primed. A direct hit flattens the sedan. It absolutely obliterated that 4-door. That's a pancake play. Pure power from the heavyweight champion of the yard. No sparks, no flying debris, just clean steel shredding. That's what's impressive. The cutters bite deep and don't leave much behind. Safer and more efficient than torch cutting or plasma tools. Was this place already stripped of copper and steel before the teardown? Seems like there's a whole second story in salvage before demolition even begins. That bucket doesn't care. It just crunches through like a giant metal jaw. But there's value hiding under all that dust, waiting for someone to sort it before it's hauled away. The Morbark 1300B tub grinder really shines with its MICS, Morbark Integrated Control System. Monitoring hydraulic pressure, temperature, and mill speed helps protect the engine and keeps everything running smooth. Machines like this take the guesswork out of heavy-duty grinding. It's a high-tech setup, but make no mistake, this beast is built to last and built tough. What happens to all the shredded wood afterwards? The end product looks pretty uniform. Could you sell it as mulch, animal bedding, or maybe press it into fuel pucks? Seems like a great way to turn waste into something valuable instead of landfilling it.
Aber der Chef hier, der macht doch. Guck mal, jetzt kommt er vom Meer. Vom Meer zu uns hin, ja? Siehst du das? Genau. Die beiden.
Okay guys, safety rule number 1 when felling trees. Never stand where the tree might fall. Love watching these roller chippers work. The R150's rollers just grab the branches and pull them right into the blades. Super satisfying. Seems more controlled than some disc chippers where you manually feed it. Does it self-feed pretty aggressively, or do you need to push lighter stuff in sometimes? Awesome. Look at that big cat go. Seriously impressive how much earth these machines can move. Repurposing the old pit corner is smart planning. You gotta love seeing that raw power reshaping the land. Makes you want to hop in. The dual shear M55E looks incredibly efficient at processing those containers. Curious how much tonnage this thing handles per hour. Really appreciate the design combining a hook lift system with tracks on the Impactor 250 EVO. That optional screen attachment is a smart addition. Separating material right off the discharge belt into two useful sizes, like 0 to 3/4 inch and 3/4 to 2.5 inch. That cuts out needing a whole separate screener for many jobs. Definitely saves money and setup time. The Heizohack HM6-400 turns branches into chips like butter. Built for farmers and foresters, it handles logs up to 10 inches thick. With its PTO drive and solid German engineering, this machine's a reliable workhorse for anyone clearing land or prepping biomass fuel. Getting metal scraps packed by the CPS 630 baling press into highly compact bales is a big advantage. It makes them easier to store and cheaper to transport. This compactness is key for efficient recycling operations. When dealing with tons of metal, every bit of space saved counts, making the whole process more manageable and economical. Struggling with that big ol' 36-inch oak stump? Don't worry about it. The Rayco RG80 chewed through it like it was nothing, done in 10 minutes flat. Give your back a break and let this beast handle the tough stuff. Swing by and check it out for yourself. It's pretty wild. Drop a 1 in the comments if our video blew your mind. Your support fuels our creative fire. That Senebogen 835E with the Liebherr grapple is the perfect setup for this kind of heavy material handling. Look at the precision, even when tossing multi-ton vehicles. I wonder about the shredder itself. What kind of maintenance does that beast require? Must take a beating processing cars all day long. Serious industrial power. Tough stump? No sweat if you've got a skilled operator. They'll carve around it, slice through the roots like butter, then yank that sucker right out. It's all about finesse and power. Takes a bit, but with the right machine and know-how, that stump's history.
Wow. It is.
Interesting upgrade option. Turning your grinder into a chipper drum sounds. Imagine not having to haul both a grinder and a chipper to a job site. Being able to switch based on the material, grinding brush or chipping larger logs, seems like a game changer for mixed clearing projects. Anyone know the typical output volume per hour with this kit installed? curious about the machinability of these light scrap shafts. Are they typically gummy, or do they cut clean? Hard spots could be an issue with scrap. If I need to turn one down on the lathe to hold a plus or minus 0.002 inch tolerance, is that realistic? Whoa, brutal end for some kids' toys. Reminds me of my daughter's mountain of plastic ponies. Can't help but think of the folks nearby. Even a few drops of molten metal can cause severe burns through regular clothing. It only takes a second. Foundries aren't just about machines, they're about people. Hope everyone got out safe. Another day, another pile of wreckage. Thanks for watching the action with us. We're Green Tech, bringing you the loudest, toughest machines on the planet. See you in the next demolition.